And we are live. Welcome back to another episode of Kingdom Cast. It's your host, formerly known as Bad Luck Chuck. I hear my guy Country to the right. Special guest will be on in a sec, a little bit after the Mizzou game. As I'm watching the Mizzou game myself, and yeah, I'm just hoping and praying that they somehow pull it out. But with that being said, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share all your social media platforms. If you're watching on Twitter, make sure you hit the retweet and like button just to make sure to let everyone know where you're watching it from. So, country man, um, we gotta honor a late legend real quick. But before we get into that, man, so how you feeling?
Oh man, feeling good. I ain't tripping, man. It's a lazy day. Um, I'm sad, bro. I'm actually upset. I don't watch basketball no more, and it's pissing me off because when I was a kid, I probably would watch more basketball than football. Now it's March Madness, and I could care less. And it's kind of sad to me. I just don't like basketball anymore. I don't watch it no more. I sound like Charles Barkley right now, but it's sad, bro. Because today's a basketball junkie. If you're a basketball guy, you would be watching games today. And I haven't watched a single game. I don't know the score. I don't know who won the play in. I don't know who's playing. All I know is Kansas is playing Arkansas. I don't know the score. I know Missouri is playing Aubrey. And I,
You mean
I don't
right?
know.
Oh yeah,
I know.
Aubrey. Yeah, I know that's
Yeah.
a joke. That's a joke. I almost didn't get
The
it.
joke that went all the way over
I
your head.
almost
So
went over my head.
I'm just an old man smoking a cigar doing the podcast.
Yeah. But yeah, bro. I know part of the reason why you're not excited about March Madness this year because Kansas is this is probably the worst Kansas team I've ever seen in my life, and there's nothing really to talk about.
Yeah,
In
it's
football.
bad. It's bad, bro. They not that good, and they haven't been good for a couple of years to be honest. But
That's a
and
fact.
and it's like okay, when Jordan retired, I was watching Kevin Garnett. I had new guys to snatch on, and all right, I'm gonna ride with this new guy. I like Kevin Garnett. I like Ray Allen. I like Paul Pierce. I'm just gonna ride with them. And then it was other people came along, but then after after LeBron,
Mhm.
it ain't really nobody to ride with, bro. I don't know the new people. I don't know who's coming out. I don't know. I'm not gonna be a Cooper Flag fan, you know. like so it's just fine. It's hard to. I need to find somebody to root for again. That's what I need to do.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's not really the same. I mean, with college basketball, I don't have an issue, but it's the NBA, man. It's not the same. But college basketball is still a pretty good product. So
Steph ruined the game, man.
it's not Steph's fault, bro.
It's them
It's, every-
3 point shots. It's big men shooting the threes that really ruin the game.
yes, everybody else trying to be like Steph, and no, you cannot be Steph. You should be down the block still working on your post game. But
Post game is dead. Mid range is dead. Post game is dead. Everybody either you dunking or you shooting a three.
yeah, it's terrible. But
It's terrible, bro.
but so be it, man. We move
They might
on.
be more. They might be more skilled than back in the days,
Nah,
but
I
it's just
disagree.
everybody does the same thing, bro. And it's like it's boring, bro. It just is.
If they were more skilled, like you said, if they were more skilled, the game wouldn't be boring. So but anyhow, man, we gonna move on from the hoops, man. Let's go ahead and honor a legend, man. Dan Israel, he had a long 9-year battle with cancer. He passed away today. He was a executive producer of the Chiefs Radio Network. Getting Mitch and Dana Hughes right before they went live to do the play-by-play on the radio. He had co-hosted too. He had stepped in case of emergency as well. But he's definitely a legend in Chiefs Kingdom. Definitely somebody big in the Chiefs organization in general. So, we want to pay our respects to the late great Dan Israel. He lived a
Yeah,
great life. Rest in peace. So, I
we've
mean, what
been
are your thoughts
losing.
on
We've
that?
been losing a lot lately, bro. We lost Len Dawson. We lost. Did we lose Miss Hunt recently.
Yeah, Norma. Yeah, Norma. She passed
Yeah,
away.
so man, she's been taking some L's in you know with Dan Henry. Shout out to him. Respect to the dude, to a legend, a great guy. Chief Radio Network, Mitch and Danon, who's been on the show a few times, Josh Klingler, all those guys that helped get that thing done, and Matt McMillan, all those guys over there, man. Shout out to all of them, and our condolences and well wishes to his family. And he's a legend. And we've been taking a lot of losses in the Chiefs Kingdom, more than just the Super Bowl. Sometimes it's bigger than just the football game. So this one is bigger than that. So respect and love to his family, like I said, and all the people in the Chiefs Radio Network. Our love and condolences to all of y'all. It's probably a huge loss. It's sad.
Yeah, very sad. And like you mentioned, country. There are a lot of changes going around here, man. It's gonna look a lot different because I know. I want to say a social media manager. She no longer gonna be running the Chiefs account. I think somebody else already running the account right now.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What's her name? I know her name because I met her.
Somebody Anna
Annie Tobin.
or Annie Tobin. Yeah.
Yeah, very nice lady. I met her. What was that? Like last year. They did a thing. Her and Robbie and all the social media behind the Dane, my boy that produces the franchise. Yeah, all those. Anna was a nice person. She was real nice and sweet and open the conversation, and we had a nice little dialogue, and she was great. So that was
Yeah.
funny because Robbie was like, "Oh, you're country, aren't you?" I said, "Yeah." It's amazing that you know that, but yes. So yeah, they do good work over there, especially Dame, man, and all those guys. Everybody that worked over there. She's probably gonna be missed. She's been here for a while now. I think she came in like when Mahomes came in, so she's been running that department since then. So she's going to the current, so she's not going that far away. So she puts in good work. So she's gonna get that thing together. I seen that jacket that Pat Mahomes had on for the current. Man,
Oh man,
that mug was tough.
yeah, that jacket's go crazy.
It wasn't no Pelly though.
Here you go, man. This how I know. This how you know country in his 40s, man, or his upper 40s. But talking about some Pelly. But
Stop trying to age me out, man.
But now, country. Speaking of Patrick Mahomes, man, I know you saw the picture. It's been a few weeks now since he cut his hair and stuff, man. Are you still kind of adjusting to Patrick Mahomes getting
nah, not really. He adjusted to it fast. I'm you know who I am adjusting to? Hollywood. Hollywood looks different. He don't look the same. Like he look different. Is Hollywood like African a little bit?
He might have a little bit. He might have a little Nigerian. Who knows?
It look, no disrespect.
Right.
It looks a little Nigerian, but
it could be a small percentage. That's all I'm saying.
I think Xavier's gonna look different too because we haven't really seen him since he dropped his picture. So the Chiefs did I don't know if they did a Zoom or I don't know what they did, but everybody kind of talked today, all the free agents, and some nice things were said. I like what Jalen Moore said. Jalen Moore looked like Gerald Levert. He like a 90s R&B singer. He like I saw that comment in the chat. He like the dude from Ready for the World, the lead singer of Ready for the World. But I like his comments about hey, I'm just gonna put balls to the wall, you know what I'm saying, and all breaks, so LFG, you know what I'm saying. So I like what he said. I like what Tillery said.
Balls to the wall. Is that pause worthy? Balls to the wall. Is that pause worthy or
that's a pause. That's a slight pause. Yeah, pause on that. Pause on that, Jalen. But I like what he said. Christian Fulton is like slowly winning over the kingdom. He's gonna be one of them guys. they're gonna love him for a while, and then he might give up a play, and then it might get a little raggedy. But I think he's gonna get a little leeway with the fans because he's been really been good with the fans on with his tweets and everything that he said, and everybody's showing him a lot of love. He's my him and Tillery might be the best signings we had thus far. What's up, Taylor?
Hey,
And Taylor, my dog, my girl. Yeah, so I like what Fulton said. I like what Tillery said. It was some nice comments that came out. So now y'all put it out there. Now y'all just got to hold on to it. You know what I'm saying? So
you want to know what's funny? We bring in some former Chargers to the defense all of a sudden. I mean, Fulton wasn't there that long. I think it might have been 1 year. Tillery's been there for a minute. Matter of fact, Tillery said that he's been playing in the division for a minute. So I mean, he's used to seeing us being on top.
Tillery been kicking our ass. I'm glad he on our side. Tillery like Drew Tranquil. It's like, oh, thank God, man. I'm tired of playing your. It's like I'm tired of he played with the Raiders too, didn't he?
Yep.
He's played with everybody except the Broncos, right?
Yep.
If I think so, okay. So yeah, I'm tired of Tillery ass on the other side. Come join us, Doc.
Here and Tillery and Tranquil, they used to be teammates in college too. So I mean, there's that report right there. So
yeah, Moore said he was teammates with Mike Caliendo in college, I think.
Yeah,
They might have been even roommates or something. He said.
Yeah, but Western Michigan it hasn't gone well for us with Western Michigan players. Hopefully, this is different. You know, what I'm saying?
The name that shall not be mentioned. He's been working. He had give it to him, bro. He been working. He been working. He been working on routes. He been out with the jug machine. He been working. So let's see. I seen somebody say, "I'm gonna get a tattoo of Sky Moore if he get over 500 yards." So we are rooting for 501 yards, at least. Yeah. You know what I'm really rooting for? I'm rooting for 499 yards, just so dude could be really, really sweating like, oh God, if he get one more yard. I just want somebody to sweat. He ain't gonna get the tattoo, just like Jinx never got the Alex Smith tattoo, but that's fun though. We gonna hold you to that, bro. I'm gonna find out who it was, and we gonna put your tweet up. We gonna hold you to that. He said he pinned it though, so yeah. Nah, Scott Moore been working, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say Scott Moore name too much because I get in trouble every time I say Scott Moore name.
Right. But just to update y'all, yeah, Kansas they did just go home officially. Missouri is getting beat down right now, so it's like a bad night for the Metro.
Kansas lost?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. It's looking like a bad night for
the Metro. Man, what the
But you know what? Drake got a bunch of kids from Kansas City on their team, so hey.
I can see Scott Moore. Scott Moore's hella cheap, bro. Ain't no reason for him not to make the roster.
I'm gonna say this: he got a chance.
He got a chance.
He got a chance. I don't know how it's chance. I don't know what percentage I could put on that, but he has a chance. I mean, if he keep putting
we got what? X, Rashid, Hollywood, Juju,
Nico,
and Remigio. So you got a spot open. You got a spot.
Yeah, for now.
Maybe two.
Yeah, for now.
It depends on how that. We'll see how that running back room. I like the Elijah Mitchell. Elijah Mitchell said, "I am 100% healthy and I'm ready to go." We'll see how long that lasts.
Let's keep it that way, brother.
Let's keep it that way, brother. Because we'll see how that running back room is going to look if you keep 7 wide receivers. We're not really a fan of 7 wide receivers. It's not really an Andy Reid thing. So, hey, somebody might be getting cut.
Yeah. Have you watched the franchise last episode? Have you brought yourself to watch that at all?
I watched it. It was short. It was quick. It wasn't that bad.
I
gotta stop living in the past, man. You got to learn to embrace the past and move on, bro. Ain't nothing you can do about it.
Yeah,
We can't change
that's
the
the
outcome
thing.
of it.
That's the thing. I've moved on. I just can't bring myself to watch that, bro. Like that's
Man,
too depressing. It's too depressing, man.
I used to watch that Patriots AFC Championship game. Remember back in the days? I used to have it on DVR. I used to watch it like once a month just to remember that feeling and remember where it was. And that's why I was so happy when we won the Super Bowl because I never forgot where we came from.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if we were gonna get back. It was one of them things. So
Mm-hmm. But I don't know.
yeah, franchise had a season finale episode, episode 15 or something like that. It was
Yeah,
like a recap of the Super Bowl and all that stuff. It wasn't really a lot of the game. It was a lot of sound bites for real. It wasn't really. It was a lot of Mitch Holtz talking
I mean, what was
and
there to show? What was there to show?
and belts to ass. That's what they say. Hey, I'm telling you this, and I will say it again. I can't wait till we get that rematch. I want y'all again, Philly. Y'all, because y'all talking a lot, bro. I like that. Even
Yeah,
with the new people coming in, they talking a lot.
when you win, you get to talk a bunch of junk. As
I
much
didn't
junk
say
as
there
you
was nothing
want.
wrong with it. I didn't say it was nothing wrong with it. I just said they talking a lot.
Yeah.
I want that rematch. I want to see them again in the Super Bowl. I know we play them next year at home, I think. So I just want to see them in the Super Bowl again. But it wasn't that bad of an episode, man. It's the franchise. It's not going to be bad. It's just we just don't want to see it.
Look, I'm not saying. Look, I know it's gonna be good. I mean, franchise always been good. It's just the way that we just got whooped, bro. Like it's just hard for me to even just rewatch even the game or anything to do with the Chiefs, regards to the Super Bowl. So,
I might watch the Super Bowl like right before the season start just to get that blood flowing. Like, oh, can't wait to get back.
but I do want to talk about what Patrick Mahomes said in regards to DeAndre Hopkins. Like, because I guess they catch a moment with those two. He was saying that even though we have a lot of same guys coming back, there are guys that will not get to play again. And during the and before like the game ended, you know, Patrick told D Hop he appreciated everything he did. He helped us get here, and he's saying I love you, and I cannot wait to be there when you get that gold jacket. So
Yeah, that was dope. So you did watch it?
no, I didn't watch it. I just saw an article on Sports
Oh
Illustrated.
yeah. Okay, yeah, that part was in there.
Yeah,
Pat's a good teammate, man, and he not gonna take the blame. And I know we've heard the rumors of D Hop wasn't getting the routes or didn't completely get the playbook, which is fair. He came in late and was literally hit the field. He came in Monday and hit the field Thursday, or you know what I'm saying? Like he was in the mix of it. You know what I'm saying? So Pat's a good dude, man. I'm gonna hold him to that, man. I think he will be there. He definitely gonna be there when Travis retired. D Hop, this might be D Hop last year. Him and Travis, that sound like two first ballot Hall of Famers to me.
yeah, absolutely.
Is D Hop a first ballot Hall of Famer?
I don't know
If he'd
about
have got
first.
that ring, he would have been in.
I don't think about. I don't think you get first ballot. I think I maybe wait a minute. Because look, at wide receiver is like one of the most difficult positions to be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
It's tough, bro.
Like you really got to do some amazing off the wall type stuff to be first ballot as a wide receiver.
Yeah, that's Jerry Rice's fault. I think he's a Hall of Famer though. Um, this Super Bowl ring would have solidified it, but I think he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, and if the media didn't have it out for Randy Moss, Randy Moss would have been first ballot too. But that's a different story for a
I'm
different.
I'm I'm really boycotting all Hall of Fames until I'm definitely boycotting the Baseball Hall of Fame until Barry Bonds get in. I'm,
Man,
I'm
that
not
baseball
I'm
Hall of
not
Fame
rocking,
is a joke, man. Like I saw the
I'm not
candidates,
rocking with
bro.
the Baseball Hall of Fame at all, bro.
I saw all the candidates. I said, bro, just put Barry in there, man. Like, what are we doing, dog? Just put
Hey
Barry in the Hall
man,
of
hey
Fame,
baseball, until y'all do right by us, bro, y'all ain't gonna never until you do right until you do right by us, bro. y'all gonna flounder, bro. And I love, I love Bobby Witt. I like the new kid Jack. With Calignion, what's his name?
Caglione, yeah.
He dope. I like Vinny Pascantino.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Royals. I think the Royals are going to be nice this year. But until baseball do right by us, bro, no.
Hey, listen, I agree. Like I'm gonna be
I'm
tuning
gonna
into
support the Royals, man. I love the Royals, but
yeah.
today, come on, man. Everybody did it, bro. Everybody did it. Everybody except Ken Griffey Jr.
Right. I mean, it was a bunch of
Everybody
great
did it.
players that did it, man. You know this. For some reason they wanted to criminalize their league, man. So
Right. But everybody benefited off of it. And y'all were the biggest sport in all of America. Y'all were the pastime while it was going on. And now Sammy Sosa don't even look the same. They let Mark McGwire in. Didn't they let Mark McGwire in?
I don't think so. I have to double check. But
Bro, man. Hey, look, man.
yeah, bro. But at the end of the day, man, we saw we witnessed what we saw. And people need to act like Barry Bonds. People acting like Barry Bonds didn't have a Hall of Fame career already when he was in Pittsburgh before he even
He
got
can
there.
get in the Hall of Fame off Pittsburgh stats alone, bro.
Yeah.
But, bro, yeah, bro. What you mean? No, they didn't, Chris. What you talking about? What you talking about, Chris?
He's talking about McGuire, I think.
Oh, McGuire didn't get in.
Yeah.
Uh, I was about to say if McGuire get in, you gotta let Barry Bonds in.
Yeah.
I wonder how D Max feel about that. I'm gonna have to tweet him. I'm gonna text him. You think McGuire need to be in the Hall of Fame? He's a St. Louis guy.
Yeah. Our St. Louis Chief, man.
Ain't Rafael Palmeiro in? He cheated.
Yeah, he definitely was part of that.
Is Roger Clemens in? He cheated.
Nah, Roger ain't in.
Well, he did some other stuff. That's Roger Clemens. I wouldn't say, damn. No, Randy Johnson didn't quit.
Nah, Randy Johnson wasn't part of that.
But I mean, but Barry Bonds didn't bet on the game, bro. Like Pete Rose should be in too because it's been. Come on, bro. Like y'all gonna. He did now. It's also other things, John. It's like they had an opportunity to get Buck O'Neil in when he was alive, and they messed that up. And then he died, and then they let him in the
Right.
next. Like they've been doing this for years, bro. And then I ain't even gonna tap on the Jackie Robinson stuff that happened this week. I don't really know it, so I ain't gonna really tap into it because I really don't know the story. But even, bro, it's just the way they treat people, bro. It's just it ain't right, bro. It ain't right. Just because I'm a reporter and I didn't like Barry Bonds and he treated me bad, I'm not gonna vote him in. What does that got to do with how he treated you? What does your feelings have to do with his stats?
Yeah, the media, they got a little too much power, a little too much power when it comes to that, bro. Like it's about what you did on the field or on the
That's
court. So
Yeah, that's Dove. He's a weirdo anyway, bro. Don't pay attention to him. He's a weirdo. So, what's the score, man?
well, Missouri cut the lead in 9, but I do want to talk about Trent McDuffie, man.
Yes,
Because
sir.
we
That's a big
seen
top.
a couple corners get paid this off season. J.C. Horn, he was originally the highest paid, and then Stingley got that 30 M's. Um, are now given our history, we haven't paid a corner to stay on the team on the Brett Beach. Now, I understand Trent McDuffie is a different specimen. Like he's a Swiss Army knife. You can line him up anywhere on the field, and he's impactful. And Brett Beach understandably traded up for him. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, how confident are you that the Chiefs are gonna pay Trent McDuffie? Like, how confident are you, like, when we get to summer, as Brett Beach says? Because Brett Beach said the combine said when it gets to summertime, that's when they'll focus on Trent. Like, how confident are you that Trent's gonna get a deal done here, Kansas City?
I'm confident. I would say this. I think that Trent already broke the mold because we were late round cornerback guys. We only drafted in the late round, and it was successful. It was working. Trent was the first time we went above and beyond. A guy that we didn't think we could get, we end up getting. He's outplayed his contract. He's a top 3 corner in the league, top 5. He's not 5. He better than at least one of the guys that already got paid. I'm looking at you, Carolina.
Yeah.
I think this is because we talked about it the other day in the group chat. I think that you got Chris Jones, who's hitting for what 30-something million right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think when Chris Jones falls off and Trent McDuffie takes right their slot, and there we go. It's not crazy to think that we can pay Trent McDuffie $30 million. It's not crazy. I think he's lived up to that. I mean, is he worth $30 million?
I mean, look, he got 2 All-Pro selections. I mean, that's something that J.C. Horn hasn't done in a Carolina Panthers uniform. And, J.C. Horn has missed a lot of games already.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
so
he's been healthy. So,
he has his flaws. But hey, man, like you said, he's an All-Pro. Should have been a Pro Bowler. He's the consistent top 5 cornerback in the league right now. I don't see the issue. I think the money should be there. The cap is going up every year. Cap should be over like $300 million next year. Man, let's see what happens. If anybody is worth that next contract, it's him. So maybe if you keep Trent, maybe you lose George. I don't want to lose George, but at the same time, I would rather keep. I think Trent is harder to find than George is.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you, like, if we do pay Trent, does that mean George is most likely out?
I like George, man. Personally, because I met him a couple of times. He was cool, but I wouldn't be surprised if we did him like we did Tyreek and get a lot of. Okay, so when y'all say y'all do know we were going to pay Tyreek a large amount of money, people do know. I think people forget that.
Yeah, we was.
We were going to pay Tyreek Hill a large amount of money, similar to what he got with Miami, but Jacksonville with the Christian Kirk contract, and then the Raiders with the Devontae Adams contract threw it off, and then Tyreek went and wanted more money. That's why Tyreek is in Miami unhappy and not going to the playoffs. But it's not like we didn't want to pay Tyreek. King Mo, no disrespect to you, bro, but people will say that, but they don't. I think they forget the context of we were going to pay Tyreek Hill. It's not like we just said you can walk.
I was going to say this, man. Hey, at least Tyreek got palm trees and sunshine, man. He'd be all right. No state taxes.
Man, what you think Tyreek would rather have right now?
Yeah, Tyreek, he always mentioned us every year, man.
The boy got 14 kids. He probably need that money. He needed that money. He got like 13 kids now. He's just about to have another one.
Man, that dude been knocking them down like bowling pins, man.
Bro, that dude has 5. Would this will be his 5th kid this year? It's crazy.
Yeah, just this year.
That is crazy. Tyreek Hill, wrap it up, brother.
Yeah, need to wrap it up.
Man, he done had 5 kids this year. Ooh, my God. Must be nice.
So with that being said, man, like if the Chiefs were to offer Trent a contract, does he get paid more distinctly?
You kind of got okay, so this is the thing about contracts. They're not gonna praise you up. They're not gonna deride you. Pause. They're gonna tell you how bad everything you didn't do. So I think that Pro Bowl is gonna come up like you never made the Pro Bowl.
Yeah,
So,
my thing is this. Yeah, that Pro Bowl stuff was some BS, but All Pro to me holds more value than the Pro Bowl now anyway, because people ain't gonna play in the Pro Bowl games. You know, people
but
go.
it's already affecting his contract. Didn't ain't his contract lighter now because he didn't make the Pro Bowl? Wasn't
I
it
mean,
like a certain thing that he had his
uh,
incentives that he had to hit?
yeah, that is a fact. It was in his contract. It's in his rookie contract. But
Uh, John, I don't think you're gonna get a top 10 pick from McDuffie
nah,
because they got to pay him. They got to pay him too. So you're not getting a top 10 pick from McDuffie,
top
bro.
10 stretch. Nah, you ain't getting
No,
that.
it's not. No, it don't work like that, bro.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get that for Tyreek, and Tyreek was
Yeah,
what a
Tyree was a
top
third
five
rounder.
wide receiver at the time.
Yeah, I think Tyree went for like a third rounder in a comp pick or something crazy. I don't remember the full details, but I know the most value we got out of that was a third round pick out of that
Yeah,
Tyree.
John. No, I'm dreaming with you, bro. I'm dreaming with you. But uh, if Trent McDuffie leaves, a left tackle gonna be the least of your concerns because now you need a shut down corner and a slot guy.
Yeah.
And then Fulton's only on a 1 year deal, and Jalen Watson's about to come up. Joshua's about to come. So
Mm-hmm.
uh, I feel like this: if you're gonna pay Trent, and then you're gonna have to keep solidifying your cornerback market with draft picks. You're gonna have to keep doing it. They draft corners every year, so I just don't want no more safeties that are playing corners. But they're gonna keep restocking the cornerback market. The secondary market is nice and young right now, so I think you should keep it that way.
Are the Chiefs done at cornerback? For
Probably not. They probably draft one this in April. I said this weekend. I wish the draft was this weekend.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
It's
everybody
taking
can't wait to the
forever.
draft.
Man, this is a long off season, bro. But yeah, you keep throwing darts at it. You know what I'm saying? Because we seen what happened last year. One guy went down, and it was like, oh my god. You know what I'm saying? So keep your depth. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep signing guys like Fulton, and keep that cupboard stocked, man. Because you never know.
Mm-hmm. Bottom line is this, man. I mean, you know, D Mac talked about it on Tell the Truth. I mean, me and him like on the same page as far as like wanting to get something done with Trent early, but you know, Brett Beach, he's sticking to the plan, what he said in the scout combine, and so far he's stuck to it. So we're just gonna see what happens this summer.
Yeah. And the thing that John said about drafting left tackles, bro, it's hard to draft a franchise left tackle at 31, bro.
Yeah, we
So
keep
do you
winning.
want to be a top? Do you want to be a team that has a top 5 pick? Do you want to sacrifice years to get a top 10 pick? Like you got to pay the price. Like DG say, to quote DG, you have to pay the price, bro, some way or another. So either we could suck and be a top 10 picking team and get a left tackle, or we can sacrifice parts of the future to draft up and get a left tackle. It's gonna have to be either one or the other. I don't think this is the year though. And let's see how Jalen Moore look, bro. Yeah, let's see how he look first before y'all throw it away.
Yeah, and I thought Jalen Moore, like in his 4 starts when Trent Wentz was hurt, I thought he played decent. You know, especially he had some film against us, and he looked pretty solid right then and there. So hopefully this is a Western Michigan guy we hit on. That's
Hey, bro, and here's the thing. He don't have to be Willie Rofe.
yeah, we ain't asked for all pro.
If you can give me the same upside that Eric Fisher gave me,
That's a
great
win.
job, bro. Great job, and I will give you some more money. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? So
because look, because like CJ had mentioned in last episode, we was giving Eric Fisher hell for the first few years of his career, and he figured it out.
yeah, he got it together.
Yeah.
Should have won a Super Bowl with us, but he was hurt. He did win a Super Bowl with us. My bad.
Yeah, I'm about to say he was in that Super Bowl.
He's here for the first
Played the
one.
Niners.
Yep. So, you know, set your expectations, temper your expectations to realistic, or a little better than Orlando Brown. That's all you got to be, bro. That's all you got to be. He ain't got to be great. He ain't got to be perfect. Keep your flags to a minimum. Keep the hits down, and just be above average at your job, bro. You don't have to be an A+ player. Be a B- player, and we will figure it out.
Absolutely. And then speaking of offense,
Exactly.
speaking of offensive linemen, I want to talk about the article that our good friend Charles Goldman wrote today.
The goal man.
Yeah, shout out to him. He's talking about
Shout out
Trey
to
Smith.
Goldman.
He's talking about Trey Smith as far as him being the key to freeing up cap space, because right now he's currently on a franchise tag, and
Right.
we need to figure out a long-term deal so we can free up some space. So
We got a little bit of space. We got about 16 million,
yeah, at the moment,
depending on who you ask.
yeah. So like I'm sure he's first priority as far as like getting a long-term deal before we get to Trent and George. So like, does trade get done before the draft, or would it be after the draft in the same boat as Trent as far as like discussing the contract negotiations?
I would say trade. Okay, the deadline is June 15th, right?
Yeah, yeah, somewhere in June, somewhere in mid June.
I would try to get them done like that week of the draft. Go ahead and knock all that out at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be
If you
great.
can. It shouldn't be too much to talk about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the number. All right. So we're gonna give you this much. We're gonna get this cap number down to 10. Give us, okay, for the draft, you need what, $5 million for your draft picks?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say
5 to 8 million.
5 to 8 million. And then you keep another 5 million just to be, so you need at least 10, right? We've done less than that, but I would say you need at least 5 to carry yourself over the season, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we can get that if we is 16, and then you take another 10, add 10 to that. So now we at 26. Next year, we got plenty of money. A lot of money's coming off the books next year. So yeah, we're gonna ride it. Hey, Chief KT, we're gonna ride it tight. It's gonna be
You know how we be.
it
Yeah, that's a fact.
takes two to get a contract done. Remember, we thought Jones was a done deal in months. Yeah.
Oh
Better
man,
not see. Ah, man, don't do
I
that. Don't go
just
there, John.
I don't think
Me
Trey.
neither, John.
I don't think Trey's that kind of guy, man.
No, I don't think so. Pat might get that phone call. Hey, bro, come on, let's get this done.
Right.
Let's do this, man.
I'm sure Creed will probably push him to get something done too.
Yeah,
That they
we'll
homeboy.
see. Because let's see. Let's say, when is the first mandatory mini camp?
You said mandatory mini camp.
Probably late April.
Yeah, it usually is in April, I want to say.
Yeah, so let's get him done before that. He's gonna get done before St. Joe. He better get done before St. Joe. That's past the deadline. So I would say that week, maybe the 1st of June or something like that.
Yeah, so it's in May, actually. So like the
Yeah.
first 2 weeks of May.
The contract deadline is in May. I thought it was June 15th.
Nah, the mandatory mini camp.
Oh,
February.
okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. Let's get them done after Mother's Day, man. Go have a good time with your mom, then come back and get ready for camp. Let's go. We got a Super Bowl to win.
Yeah, Super Bowl to get back to at least. Got to at least get back there.
Man, we got to win. Ain't no just getting back. We can't just get back. We got to win.
I mean, look, that's the step before we win, though. You know what I'm saying?
I'm skipping that step.
You can't skip the process, country.
I know the process. Oh God,
Every
please don't say
detail
the
is important.
process. Joe Embiid is. Oh God, he ruined that. Trust the process word. Anyway,
Oh man, Missouri Tigers cut the lead to 1 with about to be 4 minutes left.
Okay. They hanging in there, so they doing better than Kansas.
Yeah, they locking up. They've been locking up past few possessions. Yeah, but anyhow, man. At the end of the day, man, I just hope everything goes well. This summer as far as getting our key guys done, and then we'll see what happens, man. Definitely looking forward to the draft. See what we gonna do because right now it's still gonna looking like best player available at
Yeah.
31. So
I would look like okay, best player available, but I think the only need we have right now is defensive tackle.
that's where I want to go. I think defensive line is where I want to go still
Yeah.
for the first round.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to the fans though, man, because y'all made Willie Gay. He had to be happy to see the movement of bring Willie Gay back. We were a part of the movement. I think that I was one of the ones that wanted Willie Gay back early. Not to say I was first or I started it or whatever, because I'm not gonna say that. But I wouldn't have minded Willie Gay coming back. I thought that oh my bad, Chris. I didn't even. Yeah, you right, bro. Damn, you right. Yeah. All right. So in honor of Trey Smith's mom, let's get it done by Mother's Day. How about that, Chris?
Yeah, I completely
No
forgot.
disrespect. No offensive. No whatever. But the movement to bring back Willie Gay was nice, and y'all got behind that. And hey, man, don't kill people because they got behind wanting to bring Willie Gay back. Nobody wanted to bring Willie Gay back to be Ray Lewis. We just wanted some depth, a guy that was familiar with the system, a guy that was athletic.
Hell,
To
sorry,
bring back, bro. Y'all always got to go too far with it, bro.
Yeah,
I seen people like, yeah, y'all wanted Willie Gay back because y'all thought he was going to be the key to the. Like, no, we didn't, bro. We just wanted Willie Gay back for he know the defense and he looked like he wanted to come back.
And
you know what I'm saying? Like, stop trying to ruin everybody's fun, bro. Like trying to be the smart guy every time, bro. You don't have to be analytic guy every time, bro. It's okay.
Even though even though he went a different route, I mean, he said because I mean Willie still wanted to come back. It's just at the end of the day, business is business. Chiefs Kingdom, I commend Chiefs Kingdom for putting the effort to try to bring it back. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's all you can ask for at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So
shout out to Willie, man. It's not like he had control over it. It's not like he said, "Well, I tried to come back, but they didn't want me."
right.
It's a decision. Shoot, things happen, bro. You're not gonna get every player you want. Shoot, I didn't think Derek Nottie was gonna leave, but both of my boys left, man. Derek Nottie, who's a very nice guy, quiet guy, but cool guy. Every time I met Derek Nottie, he was cool. I've met him since he's been here, since like his rookie year. My brother used to cut his hair. Cool guy, and best of luck to him in New York with the Jets. My boy left. I'm hurt about that. I'm hurting about McCole. Bro. My boy left. Went to Green Bay, wearing green and yellow. Man. He looked crazy in green and yellow, man.
But Derek Nottie, I knew there was a chance he was gonna leave, man.
Yeah. Shout out to the Naughty boy. Shout out to Lex.
Shout
the Naughty boy. But I always try to keep a Florida State dude on the roster. So I still got Fabian Levitt here. So
you and this infatuation with Florida State, man, like you was funny, dog.
Like Florida State, bro.
I know, but the chat you was asking like, man, do we like Joshua Farmer? Okay. And then
no, I was doing a mock draft.
Like, no wonder.
I was doing a mock draft and I kind of reached on Joshua Farmer and they gave me like a C. So I was like, dang, do we like Joshua Farmer or no? Shut up, man. Leave me alone, man.
That sounds good. But nah, I did try to push like a Florida State guy from the free agency to join us, but it didn't happen. It is what it is. James Winston. I want him to be back.
Oh, yeah, James. Oh, man. Oh, come on, man. You know I was pushing for James Winston, bro. That was too much like right there, bro.
Yeah. But speaking of, do you think players get a little hurt feelings when the team doesn't offer a contract earlier in free agency? Um, they can. It depends on who
And
it is. But I know one free agent that wasn't happy about the Chiefs. With Joshua Uche, he signed the Eagles. You know what I'm saying?
did you
Trying
say
to
something about this?
Yeah, like he was just putting the organization on blast, and saying some of the leaders on the team or some of the coaches they were failing to communicate with him after he arrived, and he was just trying to figure out why the heck he wasn't playing. You know, he was. And here's a quote from him. He said, "I'm not too sure from a personal standpoint or a schematic standpoint where there was a disconnect. At the end of the day, I did what was asking me to help the team win. But as a football player, you want to be out there with your teammates and your brothers. It was a situation where I was coming in the middle of the season, coming in late, and the stars didn't fully align."
That's fair. I ain't mad at him for that. We look, Josh. Us too. We didn't know what happened either.
Bro, a
I thought
lot
it
of us
was a
want you
good
to play.
signing. You can ask D-Mac and DG every week. They were saying like, "What are we doing? Like, why did we even sign him if we wasn't gonna play him? We could have kept that pick." So it just, yeah, it never made sense. And if you weren't gonna play him, why did you get him? It's just
Right.
y'all wasted everybody's time. And I thought it was potential there, but I mean, we wasted it. So apparently they seen something that we didn't see, or Feach and Spags weren't on the same page about what they wanted. But it is what it is. Best of luck for you in Philadelphia. And when we get that rematch, I know you're gonna be itching to go. So we'll see you then, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll see what he does in Philly, man. I know Philly had to let a lot of guys go on the defensive line because it was time for them to get paid. So we'll see if he gets opportunity up there. See if he
Somebody said earlier all the guys that were talking stuff on Philly got traded or cut this year. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a fact. I mean, CJ Garner Johnson, he can't stop. He can't find a steady home, man. Like even when you help win the bowl, they let you go.
Yeah, that might have been a miscommunication with Veach and Spags. Maybe
That's
maybe he
I think that's
wanted
definitely what it is.
maybe he wanted Matthew Judon instead of Jones.
So no, that's not the right type of defensive end.
No, I got the wrong guy. My bad.
So yeah,
No, Spags got the wrong guy, man. I mean, Veach got the wrong guy. But I mean, it happens sometimes. Everything. It ain't gonna always work out. Um, it's been going good though, man. We haven't really picked a guy that didn't fail to work out. Do you feel like D Hop was a failure?
no. I know the production is not what people anticipate or people wanted because I mean, like that Monday night game, his very first game at Arrowhead in the Chiefs uniform, he went crazy and he got the fans excited and it felt like it was gonna be a thing moving forward with him, but it just didn't materialize after that. Like after that game, he would score like a touchdown here and there, or he'll make like a key catch on a third down or sideline catch, whatever. But it just didn't fully materialize as far as like full game production. But at the end of the day, man, I think I said it before. Like he helped Xavier Worthy get better in the room. Like you saw Xavier Worthy get better and better the second half of the year. And I'm sure
Mhm.
while Rasheed Rice was rehabbing from his ACL injury, I'm sure he gave him some pointers along the way to help him out for next season. You know, and I just would have. I know. I wish that We all wish that Hollywood didn't get hurt. We all wish that Hollywood would have had more time, being on the field with D Hop at the same time because like they could never really establish that chemistry because they weren't
Mhm.
together that much. So
I was kind of hoping. I was kind of hoping that they would get like a full off season, but things happen.
yeah, but at the end of the day, man, we still got something valuable out of D Hop, man. You know, I just like I said before. I think I said the last episode. Like I wish that D Hop would have had like a full off season with us just to see if something would have changed.
How about that? You should have never went to Tennessee in the first place, bro.
Well, they the one that wanted to pay him. And let's not act like he didn't have a good season in Tennessee, like
He
his first.
did. I'm just saying. Tennessee wasn't going nowhere. They still ain't going nowhere.
Nah. I know one thing. I'm sure Brian Callahan want to move on from Will Levis, so they better go ahead and draft Cam Ward.
I don't think it. I don't think it was just that. I don't think it was just that catch, bro. I think it was a little bit more than that. That catch didn't help though.
Yeah, it was multiple things.
That catch definitely didn't help. Or that non catch definitely didn't help.
Yeah.
How'd you like the Tillery signing? That was a little late.
I love the signing.
Little out the blue.
That definitely gives us some help on that defensive line because I mean we just talked about it before. We lost three guys to free agency at the defensive tackle. I know we signed Marlon. Oh man, I can't pronounce his last name right now. But
Tula something. You know I don't pronounce names. We're D-Mac.
yeah. Don't even try. Don't even try.
Nah, Marlon was here last year though, so he was a D-line guy. He's from Philly, right? He came from Philly.
That is a great.
I think he played for Philly or something like that. But he was on the practice squad all last year, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Hey, if they don't sign Pennell back Pennell, Pennell will probably be late. That's definitely probably after the draft, right before training camp type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to cost. He's not going to break the bank, definitely. So that'd be something in the last wave of free agency. Are we on the third wave of free agency right now?
I think we about reaching there.
It started off hot, but it's been quiet as a church mouse lately, bro.
Oh, of course.
Anybody else out there that you still see like, man, I want this guy?
As far as like free agents, that's a great question.
I know D-Mac had put up Isaiah Simmons and
yeah. That's
Tell the Truth group.
Yeah.
I hope y'all watching Tell the Truth, man. Y'all watch Tell the Truth, bro. They be really breaking stuff down and very informative show, man. They really be putting some gems out there, bro. Y'all gotta watch. It ain't funny too. So
yeah, the way they broke down the way CJ broke down what Isaiah Simmons would bring to the defense, it makes a lot of sense to me. Isaiah Simmons, he can definitely run fast. So that's never been an issue with him. It's just him just being in the right position. But I think with him, he just didn't fit the right scheme in Arizona. Clearly, Arizona, he was playing out of position in a way, as far as like what they wanted him to do. So I think if he were to sign with the Chiefs, he'd be like a seamless fit, for what Spags would want him to do. Because
do you see any like a Frank Clark like trade or something like that? Out of the blue, the Chiefs did this deal happening.
I think Brett Beach might have one big move in the tuck. We just don't know. We just don't know where he's going to go with it. So
for what though? What would you? Not a wide receiver. It would probably have to be. I don't even know where we would go.
I don't know about wide receiver. I don't know about all that. I mean, because like if you're looking at like a veteran free agent, I mean, we brought Juju back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if you want to bring Tyler Lockett as well to the mix.
Yeah.
But I just don't think there's any room for him.
I know other people. I know. I think our boy Jason Dunn likes Tyler Lockett. I think he's been calling for Tyler Lockett for a couple of years now, actually. But I'm not a huge fan of Tyler Lockett right now. I don't think he brings. He can bring. He definitely a vet. I definitely would love the leadership. I don't think he brings a lot to the table though. Stephon Diggs, I'm cool. Only thing I want Stephon Diggs to do is bring Cardi B to the game.
Yeah, like how
Trey George? Ooh.
I mean, it's not out of the question. I don't know about this offseason.
Jared Ivey of Ole Miss. What position is he?
Jared Ivey. Okay, I'll check him out here.
What
But
position is that, Harold?
but what I was about to say was is just looking at the free agent class. Like you mentioned Stephon Diggs, right? Like yeah, I was about to say like Stephon Diggs bringing Cardi B, like kind of like how Orlando Scandrick brought Dre.
Right, Cardi B and Taylor Swift in the booth in the suite at the same time. That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah, I'm cool on that.
She might not be able to get next to Taylor Swift though.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It kind of depends, man. Seem like Taylor pretty chill and cool, man. But who knows?
Oh, Taylor cool.
But yeah,
I don't really see too many more moves.
Yeah, it look like Mizzou going home, man. They down by double digits again. 31 seconds left. That's a wrap.
Right.
Metro taking big L's tonight.
Yeah, the whole city took an L tonight, bro. Dang. We better than this, man. We come back better next year, though.
I told people I did not like this matchup, and then I was get to talking like, man, we gonna beat Drake. Nah, man, Drake is good. That's a good team, bro.
And y'all can't even talk crazy because KU out of it too. Can't nobody even talk crazy to each other. It's all love this week. We all
right.
And don't do that, bro. I hate when people do. Well, Kansas lost. I'm rooting for K-State. No, I'm not rooting for K-State. I don't care about that. I hate when people do that. Well, I'm gonna root for the Chiefs loss, so I'm just gonna root for the. No, I'm not doing that. I hate when that. You know what I'm saying? MU play like trash today.
Yeah, they pretty much did. I mean, they had to cut the lead cut down to 1 late, but then Drake went back to handling business, man.
Dang.
Taking bad shot selections.
So Mizzou wasn't Kendrick Lamar today, huh? It was J. Cole. They backed out of the battle peacefully. Shout out to Cole. Cole World. But nah, man, they so Kansas like Texas, man. They was looking for somewhere to go die. It was all good though, man. Speaking of Missouri,
we got our guest. Yeah, you know the game over now. What's up, Sterling? Welcome to the cast, man.
Depressed. It's horrible.
Sterling, listen, man.
How do you feel right now?
It's the same old Mizzou. Like, why do I do this every single year? Every single year, Mizzou does the same thing. They give you hope. They give you just a little bit. They show you something, and then the games that actually matter, they just rip your heart out time and time again.
It's all about being a fan, man. I don't know why we do this. Why do we do this? Why are we?
We're psychos. We're psychos.
Sterling, here's the thing, man. Like, I talked myself into thinking we was gonna win tonight, but before I was like, man, I do not like this matchup. This Drake team is good, bro, and it just showed tonight, man. Britt Bennett starts. I mean, what else can you say about the kid? That kid was clowning.
Dude, he was Luka Doncic out there. One-legged threes. It was dude. Why?
Kept falling for his pump fakes.
Why, Mizzou?
And I'm not a Missouri guy, but when somebody comes to play Missouri or Kansas, it's always, who the hell is that guy? Why is he hitting off the leg threes? Why is he hitting buzzer beaters off the glass? It doesn't matter. It was like who's the guy? Buddy? Is it Buddy? What was the dude from
Buddy Hield from Oklahoma.
Yeah, Buddy Hield had a
Who was that? And then he came and he bust Kansas for like 40. It's like, who the hell is Buddy Hield?
Well, then he goes pro as a stud. Now, Ali Faroukmanesh, that's the guy that busted KU up when he was with Northern Iowa. Ali Faroukmanesh. That guy came out of nowhere.
It's always one of those guys that just I think Kansas gave Steph Curry the ultimate push into the league because he was busting their ass and the only reason because he bricked that last one. That's the only reason KU won the title that year.
Yep.
Because I was like, who is this little light-skinned, skinny guy killing us right now? Who is this?
He was killing everybody that year, Steph.
We still calling him Stephen Curry. Who is Stephen Curry?
They're getting his name wrong on the broadcast.
Yeah. It's like, Davidson, where's that at? I don't even know where that is. Oh, man. Sorry, Sterling, man. Sorry, man.
It's
Hey,
okay.
give Sterling a proper introduction, man.
Yeah, but shout out to Drake, man.
Shout out to Drake.
Shout out to the Kansas City kids playing on that team, man. They doing that thing. So, hope they make a deep run. So, but Sterling, man, first time guest, man. Home stretch KC, co-host of the Zone Sports Radio 810. You're on the podcast with Arrowhead Addicts.
A whole bunch of folk.
Yeah.
RP.
Stacking the box with Matt Verderam. You got a bunch of stuff going on, man. So
you do a little bit of everything, Sterling. Jesus.
Yeah, do some stuff with Bleacher Report now. It's been busy. I don't sleep much. I'm perpetually talking.
Yeah. So
you came highly recommended. You came highly recommended from Joshua Briscoe.
Oh, I hope he's not messing with you. Hopefully only good things you've heard about me.
Okay, so this is how it started.
Hey, Country, hold on a second, real quick before you start. Really
quick.
Sterling, why you get rid of the mustache, man?
Well, I have it for certain.
Oh, you did cut the mustache. Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah, it's not a year-round thing. It's like 6 times a year. It's Super Bowl. It's American Championship Classic out there in Tahoe. It is bachelor parties. It is random events. It's big time stuff. Like it's like when I have to go for a week when I know I'm gonna see people I've interviewed before. A lot of times, like Will Anderson remembers me every single year from the Texans. Comes up to me every year and goes, he remembers because the mustache. Matt Ryan remembers me because of the mustache. And so for these events, when I know there's gonna be those type of folk out there, I grow the stash back out because apparently it's recognizable.
So you do that more often than Travis Kelce.
I do.
At least we know that.
Kelsey copied me. That's all I'm going to say. Kelsey copied me.
Copyright infringement. Come on, Trav. Come on. Do better, Trav. So here's how we got on Sterling Holmes. So I was telling Josh, I was looking at the Arrowhead Addict you guys did. I said, we have underdog sponsorship too. I said, man, Sterling Holmes and RP, they read the underdog fantasy thing. It's amazing how good you are at that, bro. Like, you're super fast. And he says, Sterling used to be an auctioneer. Is this true?
Yeah, I used to do I still do some auctions with my mom, actually. So yeah, I still do some auction work with her. Yeah. We do the Big Slick. That's the one in KC when the celebrities come in town. We do that one. Red Hot Nights, right. Children's Mercy. We do my mom does a lot more than I do, but yeah, we still do some auctions here and there. So that's always fun. That's how I got the quickness in the voice. But Underdog changed the ad read just a little bit. Now it's been throwing me. They changed the legal ID, and
yeah,
and
they
now
did. I got the email. They were like, "Hey, do not say this. Say pick game." It's like, okay.
They got me, man. They got me.
Hey, bro, I was just sitting there like, he's so fast and it's so clear. I can understand everything he's saying, but it's just so fast and so good. Like, how does he do that?
I listened to Twista way too many times growing up. That's what it came down to. That's what it was.
That's hilarious. I love it, man. I said, can we borrow Sterling just to do our underdog reads? I'll just add a voiceover that says Kingdom Cast, and then Sterling.
Oh, that's incredible.
Oh my goodness,
that is great, man. So how'd you get started in a business, man?
So
this isn't an overnight thing, right?
No, I've been in and around radio for a long time. My mom was the morning show host on a classic rock station in Kansas City for years, KY 102, 997 KY. She was the morning host with Max Tan and Moffitt. It went very well. I never thought I wanted to do radio, but I used to go when I was a kid. Shout out her. It was always fun. I love music, so I was always around music. Both my parents were actually DJs, so I'm always I've grown up around music. And then I went to Mizzou. Got my degree in marketing, worked for the 76ers for 3 years. I wanted to work in sports. That was my goal. I decided between the Lakers, the Pacers, and the Sixers. Chose Philly. Lived there for 3 years. Really enjoyed it, but I wanted to move back at some point. The team was horrible. They were just brutal. It was the Ben Simmons, the Embiid, the 10 and 72 year.
God.
I can only do that so long.
Yeah.
I know I wouldn't come back.
Process.
Yes, it was horrible.
Why did you? So how did you choose Philly over the Lakers and who else?
The Pacers. The Sixers were the easiest one to actually get in touch with, and they were the only one I didn't have any sort of connection with. The Lakers, at the time, I had reached out to Mitch Kupchak, who was the GM of the Lakers, and I thought I had a pretty easy in. Turns out, didn't progress from there. With the Pacers, it was actually Larry Bird at the time. My old AAU coach was Scott Wedman. If you guys remember Scott Wedman from the Kansas City Kings, played for the Celtics. He was my AAU basketball coach. Big basketball guy still, myself, obviously. And he goes, reach out to Larry. Let's see what I can do for you. So I reached out to Larry Bird. Things went well. Greatest email I've sent in my entire life says, per the request of Larry Bird. That felt pretty cool for me to send an email with that subject matter. And then during the time, I didn't know what I was going to do. There was a open interview process going on with the 76ers. It was spring break for college, and I said, do I go to spring break my senior year, or do I go try and get a job with the 76ers? I decidedly made the smart choice to not drink, flew to Philly, knew absolutely no one, and somehow killed the interview, got the job there, worked there for a while, but I didn't want to live in Philly my whole life, so started reaching around back here in KC with the Chiefs, with the Royals, and with Sports Talk Radio. Eventually, I Sports Talk Radio, I could do night shows. I could work the board on the weekends. It was horrible work. It was not fun work, but it was getting my foot in the door. Did that for a while. COVID hit. I was out of a job for a while because COVID. Then I started doing some podcast work with Arrowhead Addict. It was more or less just trying to find an opportunity at somewhere, and now it's all culminated in a lot of opportunities and a lot of fun projects that I've been working with.
Yeah, it seemed like to get in the radio, you know what I'm saying? Like, you basically got to start out doing the night shift, because I mean, that seems like that's the job that people at least want to do, you know. So you got to take the scraps, work away.
You got to get those Saturday 10 to 2 shows.
Yeah, but before you get those, you have to just run the board on weekends. You're running NASCAR. You're running other people's shows. You're doing all of the even less glamorous than that, and then eventually you have to have some luck involved if you don't want to move cities, at least, which I don't want to move cities. Kansas City's home to me. I'm settled here. I plan on living here for the hopefully rest of my life, barring anything crazy. And you had to wait for openings, and I was lucky enough that midday shows, there was some maneuvering going on with Jason Anderson coming back from Louisville. Then it was him and Corey Anderson. Well, I go, okay, they're going to be there for a long time. Both guys are young. Well, then Corey went to Utah, okay? And then Josh Briscoe took over the midday co-host slot with Jason Anderson. Well, he's young. He's going to be here a long time. So I'm stuck doing the evenings forever. And then Briscoe decided, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't like baseball. I don't want to talk college basketball. I only want to talk Chiefs. So then he left. Well, because I had still been there for so long doing the amount of stuff I had been doing there, including the night shows, I was the next man up. So luck obviously plays a part in just doing your due, putting your due in.
So you sound like stay ready so you don't have to get ready. You sound like one of those guys who just right time, right place. And hey, Sterling knows how to do that stuff. Give him a chance.
Exactly. you got to learn everything.
Yeah, we always talk because you were doing a podcast, and I'm like, I forgot what guest that you got. And I was like, dude, how'd you get him? And you were like, I don't know. I just kept reaching out, man. I don't know. It's like, there's no secret to it, bro. I just, just stayed at it. And I always respected that, you know what I'm saying, that you were able to talk and be willing to open. Some guys are cool and they're like, hey, young fella, I'll teach you this and I'll tell you this and give you this advice. And some people are like standoffish and it's like that, but you were always open, and I respect that, man, and I appreciate you for that too. So it's good to see you stayed around, stuck to it, and now you're in a great position and doing your thing. So we definitely support you over here.
Well, appreciate that. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's been fun. I mean, back-to-back Super Bowls now that I've gone to, and heading to the third one hopefully next year. And
yes.
What's it? Next year's San Fran, so that'll be fun. Always a good time. So, yeah, it's been going really well, and eventually you just keep reaching out, and folks finally respond. It's great.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you about the Super Bowl experience. I know it's rough for us here in Kansas City. You know, the game didn't go well and all that, but I do see that you got a picture of you interviewing Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
So I mean, so like, how did that go? Like, how was that experience? You know, getting to interview a guy like that. He just signed a big contract, being one of the highest paid non-quarterbacks in the NFL. So
Yeah, Myles Garrett's a super nice guy. I have actually talked to him now back-to-back years at the Super Bowl.
Okay.
And he's always very open. He's always very forthcoming for the most part. Some guys, they just give you coach speak, and that's what you're going to get. And you learn to go off that and understand you're not getting anything out of this. They're just promoting something. Myles Garrett, he was way more open than I expected. Now, their PR team told us certain things we could not ask, right? Because of NFL policy and rules, and not trying to get Myles in trouble, obviously, not trying to get the Browns in trouble. But he was very forthcoming, and I left the interview shocked that he has now signed an extension with Cleveland, because everything that he alluded to was his time was done. He appreciated his time in Cleveland. He appreciated everything they did for him, but he had spent enough time there. It was time for him to move on, open up a next chapter. He wanted to win. And then he figured out, I guess $40 million means at least he's winning, and you're not going to turn that down. So that's what it came down to. I don't think he was lying. I think he was honest. I just think that he probably thought in the $34 million range, he's probably playing for another team. But when Cleveland came with a $40 million offer per year, you're not turning that down. I know people, it's easy to say, well, how much money do you need? 34 versus 40. And I always go, have you ever seen a $6 million house? That's how much he is turning down every single year by not taking that contract. I get it. It's a lot of money. But it's not always the money, too. It's the taxes. It's the money he has to pay for PR, the money he has to pay for his agent. That's what it comes down to me.
Yeah.
Money does talk. Money does talk, Sterling.
Money talks, man. So, over these last few years, okay. So I'll say this: what's the best part about radio, and what's the worst part?
Best part is it's just fun. I mean, every single day you're just talking sports, which I think we all love and enjoy doing. I just got back from a bachelor party where the 4.5-hour drive one day was we just named random basketball players, random baseball players. Like, it's just fun. That's like a day-to-day, and now you do that for a job. It's great. I guess the more difficult aspect of it is it's not quite that easy, where there's always prep work you have to do. There's always a lot of, what do I have to do for tomorrow? What's next? Making sure you keep your voice healthy, which is shockingly way more difficult than I think people expect. A lot of hot tea and honey that I drink almost every single night, trying to not overwork it. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, radio's awesome. I love the 10 to 2 time slot. I'm not a morning person, so that's perfect for me. I get home, normal time. It allows me to do the other podcasts that I obligations and things I want to get done. So 10 to 2 is perfect. So for me, radio is phenomenal. I thoroughly enjoy it.
I'm into talk radio. I don't really listen to like music in the car. I just listen to talk radio. So it's always been like kind of like a dream, but it's like I understand it is difficult, and I definitely couldn't do the 6 a.m. to noon. Oh God, every day, like no, like
it's just
Mizzou and Kansas lost tomorrow, so I would be ready to go up and get in there tomorrow, but. On a regular, like during the, what do they call it, the dog days of the summer? Like, oh my, at 6 a.m.
I'm not about to let
we
you
don't got nothing to talk about. We ain't got no games.
I'm not about to let you lie to these people, country. I'm not about to let you lie to these people because you do be blasting music sometime in your whip, bro. You still be bumping Jay-Z, dog.
Yeah, but that's not radio. Shout out to Brian B. Shannon. I love you, Brian. I love you, Brian B. Shannon. I do not listen to 103 Jams. I don't listen to a lot of music in the car. I listen to a lot of talk radio. I got that from my daddy, though, so my uncle.
It's fair. I'm a big album guy. I throw in just albums top to bottom. That's kind of my go-to typically.
You know what I've been doing lately? I've been downloading albums to a flash drive and then just put the flash drive in, and it's like random and it just plays. And
So
I'm like,
they call it. They have this thing. It's called CDs, where it's all on one thing.
I don't have a CD player in my car.
You're gonna burn a CD.
My car doesn't have a CD player. Sterling, it hurts. It hurts my heart. My car does not have a CD player. I just got a flash drive. I got a Sirius XM and local radio. That's all I got.
Well, there you go.
I was listening to a lot of Sirius XM before that $30 a month was just killing me.
Dude, they get you for the 5 months for like 2 years, and you're like, oh yeah, that's fine. $5 a month for 2 years, lock me in. And then all of a sudden you wake up, $25? You kidding me?
Yeah. They be pumping that for years, man. They be pumping that for years.
And they take the money like 1 o'clock in the morning. It's like a robbery.
Yeah, 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, dog.
Mine just came out. I think the other day, like
God,
18th. I was like,
HBO Max and Netflix got me on the same week, and it's like, come on, y'all, $25 a month. Come on, man, it's crazy.
Give me a day at least. Come on now.
Who has been your favorite interview?
Oh,
and has there been a guy that you were like, oh my God, we're gonna get this guy tomorrow, and it didn't come off like you thought it would?
Ooh. Well, this Super Bowl, we were supposed to get Drew Brees, and he couldn't come on until later. We had Drew Brees the prior year, and Drew was good. So he was supposed to come on this year as well, and it was supposed to be a one-on-one. And he had something come up. He had a whole bunch of things happen, and so he had to come on at a different time. Well, I couldn't do that different time, so that was a big bummer. Will Anderson's always one of my favorite interviews. Will Anderson's phenomenal. I interviewed him on draft night, and I interviewed him I guess, that's my final interview of Radio Row this year was Will. He came up to me and was like, hey, how you doing, man? Like, just remember me from the last time. And such a nice guy, so jovial. And we got into it about the Chiefs and the refs and what he was trying to say. And again, I thought he got a little bit of a bad rap. Can you listen to the full context of what he said originally? It wasn't blaming the refs. It was, we're blaming us. You had to know that you're not going to get every single call. And when a call does go against you, how do you react? And it was cut up to basically saying, well, when a call goes against you, and that was what was clipped and shown out on social media. So it was nice talking with him and getting his side of the story there. Will Anderson's always fun. He talks about Nick Saban, just joking around. And I would say Will Anderson's always one of my favorite. Typically, Emmitt Smith is pretty good, too. Emmitt Smith's always interesting in regards to how the running back market is cyclical, and how, in the 80s and 90s, running back, the position was so impactful and important. Now it's all about quarterbacks, but we're starting to see a little bit of a
resurgence
of the running back market. And Emmett and I have talked about it for a couple of years now, so it was a nice, seeing him come full circle on that prediction. Dan Marino has been fun. Dan Marino's been good in the past. Dan's always enjoyable, and he plays along. I asked him, do you think in today's iteration of the NFL with quarterback being predominantly the way to move the football, would you get 6K? And he goes, well, I don't have to prove it, so I'll say yes. I always like that.
Yeah, he getting that in his sleep probably, man. Like, Dan Marino, everybody talking about Patrick Mahomes, the way he throws the ball and stuff. Man, Dan Marino could spin that thing, man.
Yeah. Man, he would be a 5,000 a year guy easily.
Yeah.
Man, he just threw those names out there like they weren't like legends. He was like, oh yeah, Emmitt Smith is cool. It's like, Emmitt Smith. What?
I've been lucky. I've been around enough celebrities and athletes, and I very rarely have like a starstruck moment. I'm pretty good at just being, these guys are dudes. They're just like you. They're just like me. They're just like anyone else. Yeah, they're famous and all that, but end of the day, they're just a person, and it's much easier to have a conversation with these guys, and they like it way more. If you can just have a conversation almost on their level, it makes everything so much easier. And I'm very lucky that I don't have that. I know some people can't help it. They get nervous. Some people get extremely nervous, or some people, the fandom just they can't hold that back. I don't blame them. I get it. I've just been very lucky that does not affect me. And I'm not saying I don't enjoy talking to these people, but they're just like you and me. They've just done a lot cooler things than at least I have.
Have you been starstruck before? Has anybody got you like, oh my God, I'm talking to Michael Jordan? Like,
I've not talked to Jordan, so that might be a tough one. That might be the
Jordan would
litmus
be
test
my
here.
bro. There's no way I could form a complete sentence around Michael Jordan. There's
Kobe
no way.
would have been it for me. So Kobe would have been
I ain't
that
mad
guy
at
for
that.
me, 100%. In football, I can't think of one. There would be some musicians, I think, that would really do it for me. There'd be some musicians. Favorite bands, the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh,
Honestly, Charlie Wilson would probably do it. I love Charlie Wilson, one of my favorite artists. I love Uncle Charlie. That's like what my dad and I always listen to. So for me, Charlie Wilson would actually be up there. Before he passed away, the drummer for Rush, Neil Peart, would have been up there. But for me, it's probably more musicians than athletes.
Hey, Uncle Charlie, man, I seen that.
Uncle Charlie is one,
I seen him
bro.
live. I seen him live like twice, man. He always put on a great show, man.
I'm bummed. I was supposed to see him in Philly, and I had something on, and I couldn't see him. I knew the opening act too. It was a guy named Alan Stone, really good guy, but yeah, I was bummed. That's one guy I've not seen in concert, and I would just love to see.
Okay, so let me ask you a bad question. You lived in Philly for 3 years. How many times did you see the Rocky statue?
Oh, all the time. I lived right by it. I went there.
Really?
I was there on draft night when they drafted Patrick Mahomes. I walked there from my brownstone I lived in. So I was there when they traded up and drafted Patrick. I will never forget that. But yeah, the Rocky Steps, I went there all the time because it's easy to get to. Dumb though, man. Like imagine a city having this beautiful art museum, just gorgeous, one of the best in the city, surrounded by all of these phenomenal artists and just everything. The architecture is beautiful. And then you have a Rocky statue, a fictional character, and that's what everybody comes to see. They flock to the fictional character, not all the gorgeous surroundings, all the great artwork. It's the fictional movie character. That always got me. I never did it. I never ran up the steps. I
was just about to say, did you run up the steps?
I couldn't do
You
it,
gotta
man.
run up the steps.
I just couldn't do it.
You guys say, hey, woman.
It's just
He said
too
them legs.
cheesy.
He said them legs was getting weary.
Just too cheesy, man.
I love Rocky 3, man. So I would just have to. There is no tomorrow.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm figuring it out. There is no tomorrow.
Man, Rocky is a feel-good story, man. Rocky is just a feel-good underdog. He defied all the odds and won the title, man. And then he got rich and all of a sudden he was broke when he came back in one movie. It's like, what? It's like he moved back to the hood. It was crazy, man. Rocky's a great. Anyway,
Yeah,
that's how impactful that movie is, man.
but
I
there's
love
always a
Rocky, man.
line. Always a line. The Liberty Bell or Rocky. What's a longer line? It's gonna be the Rocky statue.
All day.
Is it big or is it like it looks a little smaller? Is it a huge statue or something like that?
Which one?
Oh, we
Liberty
got a
Bell or
mini
the-
new back. Is that breaking
Oh,
news?
sound the alarm! Sound the alarm! Breaking news! Sound the alarm! Sound the alarm!
Thank you. Look at Sterling. Look how good luck Sterling is.
Did I do it?
We've been worried about Charles Omenihu for a week. Sterling comes in here and there we go.
Yeah.
Let's see this.
Look at Sterling. Sterling.
I gotta look it up.
He's a
now.
great radio guy because look at him checking his phone like, oh, hey.
We
So
gotta
make
actually,
sure I have-
reports.
Yeah.
Charles Omenihu was returning to the Chiefs on a 1-year deal worth a maximum of $7 million.
Hey.
Love that.
Hey. Okay. So, they are really going into this draft BPA. It definitely could be a BPA either way you go. So, all you Mizzou fans, we might be able to get Luther in the first round.
Yeah,
And I wouldn't be mad about it.
it now opens up what the Chiefs can do at 31. This is huge. Defensive line, especially defensive tackle, still needs some work. Obviously, Jerry Tillery, that's great to bring him in as a defensive tackle. But it's just him and Chris Jones on the D tackle spot right now. But bringing back Charles Omenihu was phenomenal. I figured that they were a little far off because, at least based on what Charles Omenihu tweets out and I think how he views himself as maybe a more
$15 million.
elite player. I think he views himself maybe as an elite player when he's a good player. Quite frankly, I thought his market would still be higher than 1 for 7. I still think this is I think it's an up to 7. So we'll have to take a look and see how much heavy lifting the up to is doing in the up to $7 million. But I love this for Kansas City. For Charles Omenihu, it's another chance, another 1-year deal. He's got to prove he can stay healthy. He's got to prove that he can play a full season and be productive in a full season. The last time he played a full season was in San Francisco when he was just a rotational piece. He was a Mike Dana role in that situation, right? So he never had a chance to blossom and show what he could do on a every given down. Now he's had the opportunity in KC, and he's either been suspended or injured. So, again, I'm rooting for Charles Omenihu. I hope he puts up a phenomenal season. The sack numbers were not there this year, but I think if you don't look at the sack numbers and what he did, the impactfulness he brought to this Chiefs defensive line, there was a noticeable correspondence with him and Tershawn Wharton. When Charles Omenihu came back from injury, Tershawn Wharton came back to the early Tershawn Wharton when he looked healthier and quicker. Turk really benefited from that. Obviously, in the playoffs, he's a strip sack king. It's what he does almost every single game. That is the Charles Omenihu special. I love Charles Omenihu. I want to see him stay healthy, but I think for the Chiefs, they were not going to take that risk on a multi-year deal. One for up to $7 million is really good. Again, I think for both parties.
Yeah. It's like I think all of us on the cast we agreed. Like Charles, he was bumping up, the strip sack thing, him in the playoffs and stuff. But we were just like, bro, you ain't really been healthy for a full season since you've been here. You had to deal with suspension.
Yeah.
So I was never worried about the Chiefs, whether they could bring back Charles Omenihu or not, because I knew the market was going to be at a place where he had no choice but to come back and be a Chief. And that's what's happening today.
How much does a guy do you think? If I'm Charles Omenihu, it's like, okay, I can get 8 here. I'm probably my market right now is kind of low. I probably can get 8. Would I rather get 8 in Seattle and it's kind of or would I get 8 in Kansas City where I know I can at least win? I'm going to be on TV every week. I'm going to be in primetime games. I get a chance to really market and show myself. I would rather do that than go somewhere and get a bigger bag. $12 million isn't. I'd rather take 7 with Kansas City than take 12 million with a bad team.
Well, especially for a 1-year deal. Well, for a 1-year deal for Charles Omenihu, because he keeps trying to bet on himself, and again, the injuries keep piling up. So if it's a 1 for 12 in let's say Seattle, well, you're not playing the primetime games, you're not getting shown as much, you're not going to the playoffs, you can't show.
You're not winning.
You're not but even if you take the winning aspect out for a second, because I do think the winning aspect is a lot of times overblown in regards to what players actually do. I know we all want to say these guys want to win. They all say they want to win, and then they sign with the most money in Tennessee. Their players' actions always speak louder than what they say. I mean, Myles Garrett said he wants to win. He wants to win until $40 million gets put in front of him and he signs that contract. Right? People always say they want to win. They'll almost always take the most money. But with Charles Omenihu on a 1-year deal, whether it's 1 for 7 or 1 for 10, wherever he can be a starter and get the most snaps, that's where he's going to go because he wants to get a long-term deal. If he signed, he may have had it. I'm not saying he did, but I'm saying if he would have had even a 2-year, let's say 2-year, $13 million option on the table, he might still take the 1 for 7 because he can try and parlay that 1 for 7 into a 3 for 60, a 3 for 50 in the following season. He's young enough still. There's still untapped potential if you want to look at some of the more analytical numbers in Charles Omenihu. So again, for him, this is another bet on himself. But I'm with you. Again, he's going to have a lot of opportunity here in Kansas City. FAU has not blossomed into the guy the Chiefs thought he was going to be. Mike Dana is a fine rotational piece. Karlaftis has one side locked down. But Charles Omenihu right now, if he again, as he re-signs in KC, he is penciled in as the starting edge rusher alongside right now Tillery, Chris Jones, and Karlaftis. He's going to be a starter. That's big for him.
That doesn't sound bad as a line either. I know they still got to add some more pieces, and I'm still – if Walter Nolan is there at 31, okay, get me to the booth. But that's not a bad front four right there that you just named off. Not yet.
No, it's not a bad front four, but they need depth at the defensive tackle spot for sure.
Absolutely.
Tershawn Wharton, I'm so happy for him because I did not expect that contract. I thought if the Chiefs offered him 3 for $30, I thought that would be a hometown discount. I didn't think he was going to be able to take it. I didn't think the Chiefs could afford to bring back Tershawn Wharton, but 3 for $54. I mean, an undrafted guy, a Missouri S&T. Just so happy for him. But that's a big loss for KC. And they've been hemorrhaging guys on that defensive line for a while now. I mean, obviously, Colin Saunders, a guy that they tried to develop, and he was starting to become more of a guy. He went to the Saints. They finally developed Tershawn Wharton. Well, now he's gone to the Panthers. They got to keep replenishing that defensive line because for all the Derek Notties and the Mike Pinnells and those guys are easier to find. But the Tershawn Whartons, those athletic guys who can get up to the quarterback, those are the hard ones to find, and they're developing them. I would assume they're going to take a pretty healthy swing in the draft on a defensive tackle this upcoming year.
Man,
I'm doubling up.
Oh, my fault. Seems like guys want to go to the NFC North, man. It seems like they got all the money over there in not the NFC North, but the NFC South. All the guys in the NFC South want to pay our guys, man.
Well, the Saints, they don't care about the cap. They just keep kicking the can down the road. They don't care. They'll kick the can to go 8-9 every single year. The Falcons have a whole bunch of rookie deals. Obviously, the Kirk Cousins contract took up a lot of that. The Panthers had so much money. Bryce Young on a rookie contract. They're not paying any receivers because they got rid of DJ Moore. They had so much money to play with, and who am I forgetting? Falcons, Saints, Panthers,
Bucks.
Yeah, the Buccaneers. I guess they're keeping their own with Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. So they basically just paid their own.
Yeah, I mean, great signing. Thanks, Charles, for coming back. We've been begging you to come back. This is probably the best fit for you, bro, and it's the best place that you can showcase your talent, whether that's with Kansas City next year or that's somewhere else. You can get that bag that you've been searching for, but coming back for another year, man, is a good deal for both of us, for both sides. Both sides won today on this one.
Yeah. Again, this is big for KC. This helps a lot with what they can and what they need in the draft, what they're able to do. Again, I don't know if you can count him to play every single game, but they at least have the most talented pass rusher outside of Chris Jones back on this team. Karloff is very consistent. But if you're saying if you need let's say this one play, who you taking? Amenahu or Karloftis? I think I'm leaning Charles Amenahu.
Woo, that's
unless it's versus Houston. Look, unless it's versus the Houston Texans online, then I'm taking George.
Then I'm taking George. Well, okay, because for full season, I'm taking Karloftis, not even thinking about it. Full season, I'm taking George. But if it's a specific play, and I know that Charles Amenahu is healthy, who is maybe more talented, it's probably Charles. Karloftis is just way more consistent. Karloftis has shown the ability to be healthy, and you pay a lot for that consistency. You pay a lot for the effort and the energy and just the stamina that he has. The amount of snaps that Karloftis, it's incredible what Karloftis can do and how often he can give that energy and perpetually be on the field.
And what is true is that Charles has made a few more impact plays than Karloftis in the playoffs. So the playoffs do matter more than the regular season. So, not to say that Karloftis don't show up in the playoffs. That's not what I'm saying at all.
So Sterling, would you say they're done in free agency? Was that the last domino right there, or there's maybe a couple more guys out there, lower tier guys though, but.
Yeah, lower tier guys. I still think a defensive tackle is still in the cards. Just a lower tier guy. Again, Tillery is interesting because the Chiefs, he fits what the Chiefs like to do. And if this was 5 years ago, folks would be saying, how did the Chiefs get Tillery to play alongside Chris Jones? The issue is we've seen what he's done in the NFL, and it's not been great. I'm still excited about it, but my expectations are tempered. Bringing in Christian Fulton helped a lot in the secondary because now you don't have to count too much on Williams or Watson because Watson's been a really good player, but he's been injured a ton already. We saw what Najee Johnson did last year. Really good special teamer. I think Najee Johnson can be a fine cornerback in the NFL, but I don't know if he's a starting cornerback in the NFL, which he was getting thrust into that role that now allows Fulton and McDuffie to really take over 1-2 with some consistency. Fulton does come with his own injury concerns. But I think at safety, I think the Chiefs could still take a minor swing at a free safety, a guy who can, the Mike Edwards type, if you will, right? Like the $1 for $3 million Mike Edwards type of player, a guy who can drop back into coverage. Because right now they really have three almost strong safeties, three safeties who are really good in the box, but their coverage skills are not ideal with Brian Cook, Chamari Connor, and Jaden Hicks. So I think a small move at safety for a veteran could still be in the cards here. That Deion Bush type of guy.
Yeah. Mike Edwards is out there, right? He's a free agent. Is he still in Tampa Bay?
Let me see. He's bounced around a lot after KC already.
Yeah.
And Sterling, you have a great radio voice. I just want to compliment you.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I'm so used to hearing you on 810. It's like, you might listen to the radio right now.
That's what he does, man.
That's what he does, man. He's good at what he does. Justin Simmons is,
Marcus Williams, the most expensive safety available as far as value, but Marcus fell off a little bit.
And even Justin Simmons. I would love Justin Simmons, but there's probably a reason why he's still out there. His market's probably going to still bring back way more than the Chiefs want to pay. They would have brought back Justin Reed more than likely if they were going to go after a guy like Justin Simmons. I want that. I would love to see it. I just don't think they will. Mike Edwards, you're right, is still a free agent. So I guess when I said the Mike Edwards type, maybe it's just Mike Edwards. I might just say Mike Edwards would be a good guy to look at back in this Chiefs defense.
Yeah. So, like, as far as like safeties, I mean, you looking for free safety depth, or are we looking at strong safety depth?
Free safety. You're gonna want a free safety. You're gonna want a guy who can drop back into coverage. You're gonna want a little bit more of that coverage ability, maybe a little quicker. Because right now, Jaden Hicks, he gets downhill. Chamari Connor gets downhill. We saw him when he even played slot corner. Wasn't great. Now, moving him back to safety will alleviate some of those, speed concerns that we knew he had coming in from college. And Brian Cook has been fine, but Brian Cook has been injured a ton, and we've seen the athleticism get zapped. And, again, it sucks. It's unfair. You hate seeing injury because Brian Cook looked so promising his rookie season. Yeah. But he's not really – he's not bad. I'm not saying he's bad. But we saw Brian Cook look like he was going to be a dude. And now Brian Cook has turned more into a guy. It was kind of like Juan Thornhill. Juan Thornhill, before the injuries, was looking like he was going to turn into a dude. And then he got injured, turned into a guy. It's just unfortunate how injuries play such a large aspect, especially in young players' careers. But it's very difficult for guys to recapture that athleticism once they get those couple major injuries.
Yeah.
The free safety market is kind of zapped by the looks of it. Like, I've seen a lot of 33, 34-year-olds like minimum contracts.
How we feel about them old guys, bro.
Yeah. Looking pretty scary.
I can see one, though. I could still see a 30 to 31-year-old safety being brought in. The Chiefs like four safeties to begin with. They like that, having the luxury, and however they view Chamari Connor, if they're moving back to safety, which is what I think they should do, versus what they actually will do, could be a completely different situation, right? They might still say Chamari's our slot guy. I don't like it, but they might still view it that way. The Chiefs have had a veteran safety for a long time on this roster. I mean, you go back to Eric Berry, Tyrann Mathieu, Justin Reed. There's kind of a misconception of, they don't pay for older safeties. No, they do. They just don't pay for that second contract here in Kansas City. They pay that first contract. They pay that one to Tyrann. They pay that one to Justin. Will they do that for another one? I don't think so, but they might still do that 1 year again. That 1 year, $3 million for it's not a pressing need by any means, but I think that they still will do something along those lines.
And by the way, Mike Edwards is available. He is
Come on home, Mike. Come on home, bro. You shouldn't have never went to Buffalo anyway.
No, that's on him.
So, I was about to ask something, and it just slipped my mind, Sterling. I'm sorry about that. How do you feel? Where's the draft this year? The draft is in Green Bay this year?
Green Bay. Yeah.
Green Bay.
Are you going up there?
I don't think so. I'm not planning on it. I went to obviously the one in Kansas City. I was a fan at the one in Philly. I don't think I'm going to Green Bay this year. It's always around my birthday, which is fun for me because then hopefully it makes my birthday instead of crushes my hopes and dreams on my birthday, like when they drafted Clyde. I love Clyde the guy. He's so nice, but when they drafted Clyde, I was not happy.
Yeah, a lot of people weren't.
I
Yeah.
was not happy. Really good dude. But yeah. So it's always around my birthday. So it either makes my birthday or crushes my hopes and dreams. But no, I don't think I'm going to Green Bay this year.
Seems like a lot of players aren't trying to make that trip to Green Bay, man, because it's like, what's really to do out there in Green Bay?
Nothing.
It's more of a you got to be like a fan. You got to be an NFL fan to appreciate Green Bay. You know, like Lambeau. Like,
historian, yeah.
Of course, that's on your. That got to be on your bucket list as a fan. Like one day I'm going to Lambeau. I'll go to Wrigley. I don't even know if Wrigley is still alive, or Yankee Stadium, and it's on that list. But you got to be a fan to do that.
Yeah, and that's what it comes down to is if you're a fan, Green Bay's awesome. I would assume that this is going to be a bucket list item for a lot of folks, and you don't have to pay the big price to go to a game. You can probably just go check out Lambeau because it's basically a high school field, but a very historic high school field basically out there. Also, it's going to be still cold in April, man. I mean, I don't want to go to Green Bay. No, wait till it warms up. I don't do the cold.
I don't know what the weather's going to be. We had mud rain and blizzards and tornadoes in the snow. I don't know what God is trying to tell us, but I'm listening.
Bro, we had forest fires recently.
My God, last Friday was so crazy. I was just walking around like, what is on fire? Is Gates on fire again? Like, what is this?
Bro, it smelled like wood chips out there, bro.
The whole city. And it's like, it's from Oklahoma. All the way from Oklahoma? Like, are you serious? So how did you like the KC draft? Do you think we did a good job with that?
Last year's draft?
Yeah.
Or the year before that?
The Chiefs draft. Well, I mean the Kansas City draft.
Yeah, when Kansas City hosted the NFL draft.
When they hosted it. Oh, I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
I thought Kansas City did a great job. I really did. I mean, I'm not trying to be a homer, but I thought they did a really, really nice job with it. Where they had it, it was walkable. The media area was nice. The stage was really cool. They did a great job with the backdrop. I thought. No, I really like Kansas City's. It made me more excited for the World Cup as far as can they host major events like that. And I thought for the NFL draft, KC did a really nice job. So
that brings me to the next question is like, what do you think we're going to do with this stadium? Are we going to Kansas? Is that in the plans?
I
don't want to go to Kansas. I really don't.
I don't like you said.
I understand why though. I understand why. Because you get a brand new stadium, brand new land. They got the NASCAR. They got the soccer stadium out there. Yeah. They're really building something out there. I understand it. I'm so used to Arrowhead being at Arrowhead. You know.
I hate it. I thoroughly dislike it, but I understand it. I hate it. I would not do it if it were me, but I'm also not the one in charge where it's my money on the line. It's very easy for me to say, oh, no, I'd keep Arrowhead and I'd renovate it with a lot of my own money out of pocket. Or I could go 20 miles away, have a state pay for the majority of it. I get a brand new stadium. I can now spend more money and build an entire, hotel and casino and restaurants, and you're going to get paid on the dollar for that. So if you're the businessman, which we know Clark Hunt is, what makes more sense? The dollars, that's what makes the sense. And so I get where they're coming from. I just don't like it because especially if Kaufman moves downtown, which I still feel like that's the most realistic possibility. Well, yes. How incredible would it be now to have even more parking, more tailgating, and an easier in and out experience at Arrowhead? You could leave it there. I get the thought process of wanting to build a dome or at least a retractable roof because then you can bring in, year-round events and concerts, and then you could potentially host a Super Bowl, right? That's a big deal.
Final Four.
Yeah,
Final Four, all that stuff. So I get that, but the business side just, to me, screams Kansas. That's what it comes down to. What I want and what I think is going to happen personally are two different things.
Yeah. Now Boogie would enjoy the first part, but he would enjoy our other host Boogie. He's very against the Kansas move, but I mean it just makes sense. It really does make sense when you
I'm
really think
against it
about it
too.
from the
Like
business side.
I don't want it. I understand where they're coming from, and that's what
Right.
it comes down. When you think about it, Clark Hunt's a billionaire. What's a billionaire gonna do?
Make $2 billion.
Make more money.
He's gonna make more money. That's what it comes. And he'll be able to spin it however he wants. Because as easy as it is to say, well, I think Hunt does a great job. I think the family does a really good job. This is not me taking a shot at them, okay? But I do think he uses his father a lot in situations to pull on the heartstrings to bring out that emotion, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mind that. It's good. But he can use it in this regard. If he wants to move, people will say, but your dad brought the team here. And he can go, yeah, well, my dad brought the team here. He moved the team once, and we had success. We can move again and still have success. His dad did that, right?
Yeah.
There's ways to phrase it to where he can still pull on the heartstrings and still use the emotion and the nostalgia factor of how, well, the city rallied around us when we moved here, and the city is going to rally around us in this new stadium over here. It's not like it's getting moved out of town. It's not like it's getting moved, different states.
Yeah.
I don't like
it's
it.
not
But
St. Louis. It's not going to LA. It's like
if it went to
God.
St. Louis, I
Y'all
would no
left us
longer
to
be
go.
a fan.
Like if they were leaving us to go to San Antonio, I would be pissed. I would be throwing eggs at Clark Hunt or tomatoes.
If they went to St. Louis, I would no longer be a fan. I will say
Man.
that right now.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, I think the jersey would have won in the rafters for sure.
I'm not a fan of burning jerseys, but I completely understand if we. Oh God, if we the Kansas City Chiefs are going to Austin, Texas. Like what? That's gross.
Nasty.
No,
the Austin Chiefs. No,
it'll stay in the Metro, and that was always the concern when that first bill didn't pass. The Chiefs did nothing to help themselves. I know people wanted to blame the Royals, but I don't think the Royals were the main culprit in that the reason why the bill did not pass. The Chiefs brought nothing to the table. They basically, remember in high school when you forgot to do a project and right before class in the hallway, you're like, dude, let me try and copy a little bit, or let me just get 5 minutes of work done and then turn it into the teacher. That's what the Chiefs did. They had an activation zone. They were building a bridge, and they were going to make it more, seats for the 1%, the people the seats that no one else is going to ever experience, the seats for the other billionaires, right? No one cares about that. The Chiefs almost tanked that, in my opinion.
They did. They did, man.
Yeah, they definitely tanked that.
They already phasing out the regular fan, in my opinion. This is my opinion only, but I think they're already phasing out the regular fan with the ticket prices and everything. But that's the cost of winning too. So
it's the cost of winning. At least it's not the Mavericks who trade their best players and then raise prices.
Yeah, I would not be a Mavericks fan right now. When Luka left, so did I.
Bro, I'm sorry. That trade was fishy, man. That trade.
Man, that was the Lakers always pull out one of those trades, bro.
That's a different story for a different day, though.
I had a guy tell me that a specific team in the NBA, there was a GM that was going to offer 7 first-round draft picks the offseason prior for Luka Doncic.
And Dallas can get close to that?
7.
Dallas can get close to that hole?
And Dallas got Anthony Davis in a first. So
and Max Christie, Dallas can get a haul? They can get close to that?
Different time period, I understand, but I was told that there was a GM in the NBA who was prepared to offer 7 first-round draft picks the year prior. Dallas said no.
Wow.
So
it is a franchise-altering trade. That is.
He said he told me that it was going to go down as the worst trade or one of the worst trades in NBA history.
Oh my God!
And I do not doubt it.
Jesus Christ, sir.
Oh
You
my!
just sucked all the air out of this room.
I do not doubt it.
Did
The
did you have?
market was different. The market was different. The Mavs wanted to change culture and all that stuff, but still, they could have gotten a lot more from that
Yeah.
trade.
Did you have a guy that you grew up loving and that you've interviewed or met or shaking hands with or?
That's a good one. Priest Holmes, but I've never interviewed Priest. Never Priest Holmes. Trying to think of
I
a
would
lot of
say
times.
because like we would kill to have Jamal Charles on right now. Like I think everybody would collectively like Jamal. We got Jamal Charles. Like wow, you know what I'm saying?
I've interviewed him before. Really nice guy. Couple
Mhm.
times. Really good guy. I'm trying to think. Trent Green was really good. Trent Green's always good. Trent Green is a storyteller. He's very, very enjoyable. I'm trying to think of those earlier Chiefs teams because that's where it would come from, right?
Bro.
I
Chris,
worked at Arrowhead. I worked in club level in Arrowhead. I ran a concession stand. And I catch Trent Green coming out of one of the suites. I'm like, yo, oh my God, Trent Green, how you doing? He's like, oh man, take a picture. And I'm like, I'm at work and they say, do not take pictures with the athletes. And Trent Green said, honey, take a picture. And so I do got a picture with Trent Green. Trent Green is the nicest guy I've ever met. He's definitely on my list of guys that I would love to interview. But Trent Green was like, you can't take a picture. Babe, take a picture of us. So yeah, Trent Green is definitely on my list. And I just want to tell him that story. I doubt he ever remembers that. But Derek Johnson is yes, I would love to have Derek Johnson too.
Yeah, Derek Johnson would be a good one too.
Priest Holmes is a great guy. I don't think I've ever met Priest Holmes.
Boogie did though.
Yeah, Boogie got a picture with Priest Holmes. I've never got Eric Berry used to sign autographs like all day. I never got an Eric Berry. It's like I was just so close. I never got an Eric Berry autograph.
I don't know. I did like 3 different occasions.
I wonder if I have it down here. I have a hat signed by Eric Berry and Javier Arenas. They were the same draft, or I think it was the same draft class, right? Or no, because Javier Arenas was the same draft class because then he was traded for Sherman. Yeah, they're the same. So I have a hat signed on it was like opening night. I forget what it was. They did the what it was. They did the Plaza Lights when they turned the Plaza Lights on. That's what it was, and I believe it was Javier Arenas and Eric Berry. So I have that signed hat. That's a nice little tandem.
That's amazing.
Javier Arenas.
Oh man, I have some dumb signatures that I sometimes just get the one-on-one thing. You don't need to get multiple on the same. I have a George Brett signed ball, and I was younger. I'm like, you know what'd be cool? All right. Aaron Crow, All-Star. Let's get Aaron Crow's signature on here.
Oh, my gosh.
Then I got Aaron Crow. He was a Royals All-Star. They have that in common. And then I'll go, you know what? I'm not done. Tony Pena Jr., when he got called up by the Royals and hit, 4 triples in 3 games, I go, this guy is going to be a stud. I was like 13 years old. And so I was like, I don't know. I was somehow walking by Tony Pena Jr. I don't know what it was. It was at some Royals game. And I threw him the ball, and he threw it back. And now I have a Aaron Crow, Tony Pena Jr., and George Brett signed ball.
It was nice having you on, Sterling. We got to get out of here. What? Tony Pena? Come on, man.
Yeah.
I do understand, though.
That was rough. That was rough.
Hosmer is a nice. I think Eric Hosmer is one of those. He's a guy. I like Lorenzo Cain, too. I think that would be.
Yeah, Lorenzo Cain was one of them dudes, too.
Yeah, he was.
Absolutely.
My Christmas
anybody that you looked up to and you met him and then it was like, damn, you shouldn't meet your idols.
I don't think so. Because
that's good.
Most people I've interviewed have all been extremely nice. Most people, like I have not interviewed Patrick Mahomes or Travis Kelce, but I've spoken and had some nice conversations with them, and they're super nice people. They're very giving of their time, very normal. There hasn't really been a situation there's been a couple of interviews I've done of some players who were really bad interviewers. It was bad interviews. There were a couple that I cut short. I'm like, we're done here. This is not good for either of us. But there weren't necessarily people that were idols.
Do you instantly feel it, or is it like the third question is like, this is not going the way I thought it was gonna go?
One was instant because there was a guy who current running back in the NFL, not for the Chiefs, current running back, and he just, you could tell, didn't want to be there. He thought he was too cool, and it made it even better. He thought he was like it was at Radio Row. He just thought he was too cool, didn't want to do these interviews. And I got like, all right, so-and-so, appreciate it. And Shannon Sharp kicks him off because Shannon Sharp came up and then hopped on our show. And I was like, he just looked over and was like, man, I kind of ruined that, didn't I? I would try to big league you, and then Shannon Sharp just kicked me out of the seat. That was a pretty good full circle moment right there.
Oh, yeah, that's dope. He brought it back full circle. You interviewed Shannon Sharp. Radio Row, is Radio Row as hectic as it looks and sounds?
Yes, more so.
Man, I always wanted to do Radio Row. I thought that was like the cool. You just grab people. Is it like that? Are you just, hey, you got 2 minutes, or is it like you got it set up? Is it scheduled or?
It's pretty scheduled. There, a lot of the big ones, especially, they're all regimented. They are in 10 to 15 minute increments, pretty much. They're all, oh man, couple months before, easy a couple months before, 4 months before, so you'll start getting it. They'll have their PR people. You'll start laying out schedules, what fits, what doesn't. And for me, this year was a little easier because we brought a couple of people from Arrowhead Addict this year, so I didn't have to do as many. Last year, the year prior, I did 109 interviews all by myself.
Jeez.
It's just too much because you have no time. There's every single 15 minutes, there's someone else just coming in. This year was a little better as far as I felt like some of the timing. But yeah, it's hectic as hell, man. It's especially sometimes when people come early, some people come late, and then you're trying to appease everyone because a lot of people, again, everyone has an ego at some point, right? All these people played in the NFL. They all also are being brought to you by something. So they got to make sure they pump their whatever they're brought to you by. They got to make sure they get that out there so they can't miss their slot. They can't miss that. So it can get very, very hectic down there on Radio Row.
I just like, and we've had some good guests. We have some good guys. I just like at the end, and they're like, "Hey, that was cool." It was like a conversation. It wasn't like too formal. It wasn't, you weren't asking about personal life or you know what I'm saying, or just let's talk about some other things besides football. Because I know football players, they kind of like hate talking about football, and some of them don't know a lot about football either, which is always amazing. It's like, dang, you don't know what that is, but or some of them are just so focused on what's going on in their square that they don't know what's going on outside. Because I've met a player and it's like, hey, so you guys are going to trade such and such, and they're like, where'd you hear that from? It's like, dude, it was all over ESPN. You didn't know? Like, they just be really in their own area and stuff.
But before we continue that real quick, pay some bills real quick. Shout out to the good people at Underdog Fantasy. For those who don't have Underdog Fantasy, download the app, use that promo code KingdomCash, all in one word, and you can deposit up to $1,000 in bonus credits.
Faster, like Sterling. Say it fast.
I'm not a former auctioneer, my guy. But anyway, but again, if you don't have the Underdog Fantasy app, go and download the app, use that promo code KingdomCash. Download if you can deposit up to $1,000 of bonus credits. So
see, Sterling would have said that 30 seconds ago. It was Sterling. You know what it sounds like? It sounds like the sound effects of the medicine is like, this should lead to headache, death. it's like, how do you, man? I love that you're an auctioneer. I really want to hear your mom do it because she does it a lot. Oh,
she's great. Yeah,
is she amazing? It's like, Mom, slow down. I can't.
Yeah, I'm enamored by it every single time. It's always
we probably should have let Sterling do our.
I know we should have let Sterling do it. But Sterling is so like, bro. This is not available in Oklahoma, Texas. I was like, he is so fast at this and so good, man. I just whatever. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
but
well,
I'm
now
gonna
they
get I'm gonna
switched
get
it and
better
it
at
got
it.
me. They switched and got me now, and that's what they're trying to do. They're just trying to mess me up. I'm convinced.
Yeah, I think they're trying to mess me up too, man. But with that being said, man, I gotta get up out of here.
Oh,
Sterling,
you got to go to work. That's what.
yeah,
Okay, that
yeah.
makes sense now. You
But
dick
Sterling,
on me.
it's great to meet you. Great to have you on, brother. I'll be back. I'll be listening from the background. Country, go and close it out, brother.
Thank you, sir. I'm
Hey,
not going to hold Sterling too much longer than that. Sterling, like I said, man, came highly recommended from my guy Joshua Briscoe, who we're kind of building a great relationship with Josh. Josh is a great guy, funny guy. I respect your work. Like I said, you got a great radio voice. I'm interested in radio. I wonder if we could do it. Like a weekend thing. You know what I'm saying? Give me like an hour to play around with it. But I just don't want to be on the radio and talking, and then you're in the subject, and then you be like, "Oh, damn, I'm supposed to go to break." It's like,
dude,
have you?
you gotta make sure you're on your breaks. You gotta make sure that is number one. Couple of things. 10 o'clock. That's when we go on. It'll start whenever 10 o'clock. Doesn't matter. If you're late, sorry, it's 10 o'clock. Like you can't be late. It's radio. There's no pushing it back. A couple of minutes if you have a commercial break you can play with. But the point remains, you got to hit your breaks, and it's easy during Chief season. But when you got to do 4 hours a day, 4 hours a day, when the Chiefs aren't playing, when there's nothing going on, now with KU and Mizzou out, it'll be easy Friday. But
Yeah.
there
How
can
do
be some
you
days, some Wednesdays that are not too fun.
how do you introduce something like? Could you do a NASCAR segment? Would that go over?
Ooh,
Would you be allowed to do
I
that, or?
I couldn't do it. Well, I just want to be good at it. I just want to be good at it.
Or, or I'm trying to figure out like Kansas City is not a big NBA town, so are you allowed to mix in some NBA talk? Would your audience accept that? Or are you getting texts like, "What are you talking about? Who are these
You'll get
people?"
texts. You'll get texts because what it comes down to is I love the NBA, and
Yeah,
everyone's tried. I love the NBA, but it has to be a podcast because if you do radio, everyone's trying to listen to local sports. Well,
right,
they're going to be 32 fan bases, 30 fan bases, right? Like, so 32 fan bases. Yeah. So, if you're talking about, let's say the Lakers, well, let's say there's a dude in KC who's a fan of the Celtics. Well, he doesn't care. And first
right,
off, he's here to hear you talk about Royals and local and Chiefs or it's tough enough with Mizzou, KU, and K-State. I mean, that's three teams right there.
right.
Whenever you talk to one, 2/3 ain't going to be happy, but you're going to do it either way. But NBA, as much as I love the NBA, I've learned not good for business, at least
Yeah,
for traditional terrestrial radio.
yeah. This is just not an NBA town at all.
No. I mean, the closest team's OKC, but let's say it's 20% OKC fans, 20% Lakers fans, 15% Celtics fans, 10% Milwaukee fans for some reason, 5% Denver. Like, there's just such a subsect. But 100% of people are going to be Chiefs fans, or at least
Do
95.
you believe that we could support an NBA team?
Yes, I do. I firmly believe that. Damn Garth Brooks selling out so many shows that couldn't get the Hornets to KC for the Sprint Center. So
Man,
they went
Garth
to
Brooks.
OKC, and they get a team. They get Seattle. That's what it came down to because damn Garth Brooks, so talented.
If Garth Brooks came out tomorrow and said, "I'm running for mayor of Kansas City," he would have a strong showing. He might not win, but he's in the race.
I like Garth Brooks' music. I like Garth Brooks' music, but the fact he still did all those shows, impressive, yes, very impressive. I will still always hold on to at least part of the reason why the Kansas City doesn't have an NBA team is because Garth Brooks kept selling out shows, and during Hurricane Katrina, I think that's when it was, right? It was Katrina. The
Yeah,
Hornets went to OKC instead of playing in Kansas City at the Sprint Center, and so then Seattle move to OKC instead of Kansas City. I will firmly believe that. I will die on this hill.
I'm with you. No, you don't have to die alone. What about hockey? Do you feel that we could support a hockey team?
I don't know. Hockey's interesting.
I
Kansas
heard
Mavericks
hockey is
cool.
great live. I heard it's a spectator sport.
It's awesome. It's great live. The Kansas City Mavericks are fun to watch. I know it's not obviously major, NHL, but they're ECHL. It's basically like the double A of hockey.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Hockey fans are so unique. Like even in other cities, like even in Philly, when I lived in Philly, for example, right? If you were a Sixers fan, an Eagles fan, a Phillies fan, you might not be a Flyers fan. But the folks that are Flyers fans, oh man,
they're diehards.
That's what they do. That is who they are. That's what they care about. That's what they spend their money on, their merchandise on. Hockey fans are just a different breed. It almost feels like if you're a hockey fan, that's your primary sport. You're a hockey guy or gal. But I don't know about that. I don't know if KC could support a NHL team. I'd like to think they could, but I just don't know. I'm not a huge hockey guy myself, so I'm not as connected in that landscape.
Yeah, I got you. We're doing good with women's soccer, and I didn't think I didn't know how that was going to go over. Okay, so all right, I'm still tripping over to Charlie Wilson. So give me let's go on a fun one. What are your top 5 albums of all time?
Oh, top 5 albums. Good call. Mother's
We're going
Milk.
on a road trip, Sterling. I need some music. We driving. We're not going to talk. We're just going to listen to music. What are we listening to?
Okay. Mother's Milk. First name Charlie, last name Wilson.
I love that you love Charlie Wilson.
This is my dad. Like me and my dad, he was a DJ, and so we listened to just a lot of
fun.
I have the CD of that. Mother's Milk by Red Hot Chili Peppers. First name Charlie, last name Wilson. I'll throw a Rush album in there. I love the band Rush.
Mm-hmm.
Probably 2112 by Rush.
Okay.
Probably go with that. And again, that's just prog rock. It's you got to have great speakers to listen. That's just fun. That's 3. Let me see. Two more.
Any genre, you don't have to be. We can listen to anything.
Foo Fighters. Their second is it Monkey Wrench? It's the Blue album with. This is a good question. Let me see what album that's off of. That entire album is incredible.
Foo Fighters. I'm familiar with the Foo Fighters.
I'm trying to figure out the album. Color and the Shape. The Color and the Shape.
Okay.
Love that album. The Color and the Shape by the Foo Fighters. So that's 4. Number 5 is tough. I'll go. I'll throw a country one in there to round out everything here. I'll go. First album by Turnpike Troubadours. Their first album. I love the Turnpike Troubadours. I see them almost every single year in concert. They're fun. It's kind of red dirt country. I don't like the bro country. That doesn't do anything for me. Not for me. But like you get a fiddle and a stand up bass. Okay, I'm in. I'm intrigued by this now.
I like that. Eclectic and a little bit all over the place. I like that. A music guy. You sound like a DJ.
Yeah, I mean both parents were. That's all I just listened to a ton of music. So I'm a music nerd.
When I throw Queen on, my wife looks at me like, "What is this?" And it's like, "You never heard Killer Queen before?" Like, what's wrong with you? You don't listen to Queen? Like, who doesn't listen to Queen?
You listen to Queen now and then. Ever listen to Queen every once in a while?
Come on, Bohemian Rhapsody. She thought it was just a Wayne's World thing, and I'm like, no, they're way
it's a great
better.
movie. I mean, Wayne's World's awesome. It's like Alice Cooper and Feed My Frankenstein too. It's the same thing, yeah.
Shout out to Mike Myers. Make another movie. So, like I said, you guys can catch Sterling on A10. He's all over Arrowhead Addict. He's on a podcast. He's probably got another one in a couple minutes from now. He's a great Mizzou fan. Show him some love. Oh man, come on, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry about Mizzou. Bro.
Yeah, that one hurts. That I have that Mizzou helmet and football behind me, and I gotta probably take him down. Painful.
It's all right, man. KU lost today too, so it's gonna be tomorrow's gonna be a somber day on Twitter. I can already see it. It's gonna be
very somber.
Both fan bases mad at each other for losing.
Hey, but Charles who's back in KC. There we go. There's the positive.
Yes, sir. Thank you for that breaking news. I feel like you brought that especially for us, and we appreciate it. Sterling, man, thank you, man. It's been a pleasure. I hope we can do this again sometime, man, and bring back some good music. We can talk some music or something. That'd be cool. So,
of course, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. Loved it.
Yes, sir. So, Kingdom Cast, man, we out. We'll see you next Thursday. Y'all have fun. Be safe. Hey, don't worry. Both teams lost, so root for K-State. Is K-State in the tournament?
No.
Oh, damn.
They didn't even make the tournament.
That's not going to go over well.
You knew what you did. See
you guys later. Peace.